Good morning, I'm Frank Powers, and this is Lifestyle Tucson, the program where I speak to our neighbors, the people behind the scenes of our amazing organizations, small businesses, and nonprofits. Our friends are informing you how they serve our community, and they are here to give you updates on future projects. Let's make some new friends today. Yeah. Hands of Hope Tucson is a nonprofit organization founded in 1981, committed to supporting individuals in crisis with compassionate care and providing vital community resources. They focus on empowering people through education, support, and resources to make informed choices and foster healing by providing free and confidential pregnancy-related services. Their offerings include pregnancy testing, ultrasounds, STI testing, and support for men on becoming a new dad. They also offer specialized counseling services for individuals and couples experiencing challenges like pregnancy loss, abortion experiences, and grief. Today, I'm fortunate to speak with Joanie Hammond, CEO of Hands of Hope. Joanie, welcome to Lifestyle Tucson.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here.
It's exciting to talk to you because it's going to be a real fun episode, kind of in a series all about the Arizona Christian Tax Credit Alliance, which is a great organization that you're now a part of. It's 7 amazing groups coming together to do something all as one, and that's what it is, strengthen numbers, to educate everybody on where their tax credit can go and why it should go to perhaps your organization or all the organizations involved, because they can donate to more than just one with your Arizona tax credit. And we're going to sum it all up at the end of this with IBE and discuss how your tax credit works. It's going to be a really great series. And today we're going to be talking all about Hands of Hope. So let's get a little 101 from you on what Hands of Hope Tucson is all about.
Okay. So like you said before, we've been around since 1981, and we are currently located 200 steps from Planned Parenthood, 40 steps from another abortionist, and we are there. We are like the emergency room for the abortion-minded undecided. We come alongside these women and men, no matter what decision they make, with the love of Christ. So even if somebody, after we have all our counseling and show them the ultrasound, if they said, I'm still going to have an abortion, we want them to know we're here for you afterwards if you need help. But most of the women and men who come to our center choose life after they see their baby in the ultrasound, and we offer them all the resources that they didn't know were available.
Well, that's what I'm noticing on the website is how many resources are available. It's a lot, which is handsofhopetucson.com, because there are so many resources there, a lot of programming. You can look at just some of these tabs where you have your services. There's pregnancy test and ultrasound. And as you say, seeing's believing, where it might really give them a vision on helping them make their choice.
Yes.
Very important. You've got STI testing and treatment, abortion pill reversal. There's also this thing for dads, which I found very interesting, because a lot of times with pregnancy, the dads kind of get left out of the equation to a degree.
They do, and that's a brand new program for us, because we found that the women who said they were choosing abortion, it was because the father of the baby wasn't involved. So then when we started talking to the fathers, we found often they didn't have a father. They didn't know how to come alongside that woman. So we have a man full-time now at our clinic who meets with all the dads when they come in with the mom, all the fathers of the baby. So we register him just like a client, and then he talks to them, and we give them the support that they need and the education they need so they can be a good dad and partner.
That's really important because, again, I have some friends, and then I will be honest with you, I have these friends and they're living their lives being immature, and then I find out they have a kid out there. Yeah. And I was very surprised by some of them. And I'm like, why aren't you trying to be, I mean, how is it? There's a difference between being a dad and a father.
Correct.
Yes. And I think it's about being young, and it's about being scared, and it's about being kind of able to almost run away as what would sometimes be the case back in the day where men would just, the old, going out for a pack of cigarettes joke, where someone does disappear or abandon their family. It's your family and your responsibility because you brought that life into the world. So helping these gents cope with fear, because that's what it is. It's fear of the unknown. Okay. And I would imagine a sense of dread.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they just don't know. They just don't know what to do. But when we talk to them, and they change their minds, and we're just having a great result with that. And we're really excited about it.
That makes me really excited. It's really important to help out everybody involved in the equation. So that's great. You've got a lot of other great things right here with the counseling under that tab. There's abortion experience. There's pregnancy or early infant loss. And that is really something that even my family suffered from back when I was growing up. I was technically the third kid. My mom had a miscarriage.
And that's another new program. And I think that there's just a lot of grieving that goes on when women have a miscarriage or families experience a miscarriage, and they feel a little guilt about that. And then the other thing that we do is a lot of times women will find out that there's something wrong with their baby in utero and they're not going to survive. So we come alongside them to encourage them to deliver that baby. We will be there at the hospital with them. We'll make all the funeral arrangements. We'll find out all about everything they need to know. And then we'll be with them at the hospital so they can deliver that baby, hold that baby. We send clothes over and they bond with that baby and they get to stay with that baby as long as they want in the hospital. And we have found that is so much more healing than just having an abortion because they wanted that baby. So that is a new program, and it's been just an awesome experience. And how many women are coming in for counseling for their miscarriage is almost as many who are coming that have had an abortion experience. They just want help because they're grieving.
A lot of people don't talk about it, but that's why you're not supposed to announce your pregnancies early, they say, right? Like you have a lot of friends and it's like, oh, how many months? You wait because you're waiting to make sure that there might be a private choice you need to make. There might be something that you discover when it comes to health. And I found that talking to all my friends as they've gotten pregnant to find what that experience is, because I haven't been able to go down that journey myself yet. And that is an important part of it. It really is. Because there can, and there's a lot of judgment that obviously comes with this topic and a lot of preconceived notions from a lot of people.
Right.
So getting an education about it, going to this website, learning all about it is really important, learning about your organization, because that's how it all works. Again, the website being handsofhopetucson.com. It really is important because even I myself have learned so much, but we all can't be the director of public affairs interviewing great organizations every week and learning about it, because I had a lot of preconceived notions, a closed-minded attitude towards certain things when it comes to religion, towards certain things when it comes to these bigger choices. And those have all been shattered as I've talked to every organization, hearing a lot of different sides to things. It's not as simple as black and white, is it?
It's not. And when a woman is facing an unexpected pregnancy, they have the same right brain reaction as if they've been told they had a terminal illness.
Wow.
So if a pro-lifer is going, don't murder your baby, that's not going to get them anywhere. You need to come alongside them with love and no judgment, no shame, and see where they are and minister to them.
Yeah.
But it's, we all could learn something on how we talk to people. But I will tell you, nobody leaves Hands of Hope feeling judged or shamed ever.
Good, because that's the point.
Thanking us for the love and support they hear, no matter what.
Yeah. And again, even the name of the organization is excellent because it is. It sounds welcoming. It sounds warm. It sounds like a hug. It's Hands of Hope. And that's what really all of us need in any trying situation is hope. Is just hope. Helping people be able to cope with this is so important because, again, it's such an emotional distress. My mom would bring that. She never had any counseling over what she dealt with. Right. It was the late 70s.
Yes.
And that's a big difference in helping everyone with their mental health, as we've realized that's a big, important part of life.
Amen.
Yes. So tell me some more about some of these other programs, because you've got those things. Well, actually, we can just keep going. Where I've got the next tab is just resources. Let's give it a click, because you've got a lot of other great places that you hang out with. I'm even going to have the Salvation Armies coming in a little bit. I'm going to talk to them. You've got Interfaith Community Services. They're a great organization. I just believe I had them on a week ago because it's Lifestyle Tucson, making friends with all the great organizations that you're already friends with. I love networking in this town.
Right. I mean, we don't have to reinvent the wheel, right?
No.
We just got to work with everyone else, put all our services together and work together. And that's what we do really well at Hands of Hope.
That is awesome. Yeah, look at all these excellent resources. These are a lot of other caring ministries. I met them. These are a lot of other great groups that I'm just going to go back to this website and reach out to all of them and get them as new guests for my great show, because this is what it really is all about. And then even under resources, you've got tabs. I was just looking under community resources. Look at father resources, another tab, mother resources, another tab, and counseling resources. How exciting to learn all this right in front of your eyes.
And everything's free.
That's the key word.
Free.
That is
we don't
very
charge
important.
for one service. We're 100% donor funded, and this tax credit is a huge part of our budget every year.
So let's talk about the tax credit, because that is what we are covering. Again, you can learn all about this at taxcreditas.org and learn how these great groups have come together to bring this message of hope to everyone in a bigger, louder voice. That's why we're celebrating it here, putting on a big special with Lifestyle Tucson to get you to know all of these great groups and understand how your tax credit works and that you can help the Arizona Christian Tax Credit Alliance. So tell me a little bit about how important that is to your budget and to your overall everything.
Oh my gosh, I just can't even tell you. With the fact that, a married couple can give $938 if they owe the state. Instead of writing that check to the state, they can write it to us, or a single person, $470. I just can't even tell you what that does for us. We have probably end up with about $100,000 a year, and that is a huge part of our budget that helps us keep doing everything we do at no charge. It's an easy way for you to give. It doesn't, hurt your wallet because you're going to do it anyway. And it's just a win-win situation, and I just cannot tell you how much it blesses us. And a lot of people don't know, when I go to my tax accountant, he'll say, okay, you owe this much money. You can give this much to a public school, this much to a nonprofit, this much to a private school. So I can give to 3 or 4 people with my money, and I love that.
That's something that I actually didn't realize as we were talking and prepping a little bit. I didn't know you can split up your tax credit donation. And I've been, again, talking about this with several groups for a couple of years. And even IBE explained this to me, but sometimes it's like trying to read Shakespeare to a dog.
It is.
I don't quite understand taxes.
It is. And I don't even know if I even completely understand it, but I know it works.
That's right. The real trick is to get educated yourself. Learn all about it, taxcreditas.org. But I am going to have IBE back on as kind of the big umbrella that sums up all this, talks about all these great, great organizations that are a part of this amazing group that has just formed and come together. Learn all about it at taxcreditas.org. But now let's just go back to, money is important, but what if people don't have as much money? They could perhaps donate their time. Do you have volunteers getting involved at your organization? We
do. We have mostly our volunteers will do like baby showers for us or diaper drives.
Amazing.
We've given away probably over 100,000 diapers in the last year.
Wow.
Word on the street is there's diapers at Hands of Hope, and we will do that as long as we have them. And the churches have been providing them for us. So we're excited about that. So we have our diapers. We just have our resources. I mean, our post-abortive counseling is just amazing. It's these weekend retreats, free counseling if they want it any day of the week from a master's prepared counselor. They can go to our retreat. We have trauma classes. We have Bible studies. And if volunteers wanted to get involved in that, they could do something like that too. And then even if there's jobs men want, we could, work on our parking lot, on our, do some things outside. So we'll come up with something. Yeah. But baby showers and diaper drives are great for us.
That's incredible. And again, there might be a party planner out there that might be able to fit this in her life, fit this in her schedule. And that's what it is. I always like to try to get people to get involved, especially if it might be something that's like, I already kind of do this. I bet I could help. And that's really important. Imagine giving someone a baby shower they're not expecting at all because they might think they're in a tragic situation, but a group like yours really shows them that no, you're just on the first step of a hard journey, being a mom, being parents, but that's the best journey that we all take is doing that, raising that family. So that's really important to do that and to really, welcome that new family as a group into the world by having a baby shower.
Agreed.
Right?
Agreed. It just, and we give them this baby shower in a box, which is everything you would get right before they deliver. And they're like, do I just take one item? We're like, no, the whole thing is for you.
Wow.
And they usually cry. We have something for the dads in there, a little mom bag for the hospital, everything they would need.
That's so incredible. Let me ask, besides the tax credit, what are some of the annual events that you do? Do you have any big annual events coming up? Anything cool to go to, attend?
I'm so glad you asked. On April 4th, we're bringing in Darcy Lynn. I don't know if you remember her. She won America's Got Talent. She was the ventriloquist.
No
She
kidding.
was a little girl. She won that year.
I've definitely seen that video viral on the internet for sure.
Right. So we're bringing her April 4th to Calvary East. The tickets are $50 per person, $25 for kids, and then we have some youth group rates. So that's our spring fundraiser, and we're really excited about that. We could fit 2,400 people there. So we would love for everyone to have a night out with the family. There's been so much stress and tension, and it's just fun. And then on October 10th, we have our fundraising gala at Star Pass.
Okay.
And that is always a huge hit. It sells out. We expect 1,000 people. This year, We're having a denim and diamonds theme, and there's more information to coming. I'm talking to speakers right now, but we're expecting that to be a fabulous event.
That is very fun and exciting, and a good way to really obviously get everybody involved. A good way to help this amazing organization.
And plus, it's a lot of fun.
That is a lot of fun. That's insane. I mean, if you've not seen that amazing gal, she's incredible. Again, one of the most viral things I've ever seen from America's Got Talent is that ventriloquist. Yes. I absolutely remember it.
Yes.
That's so fun and interesting. Mm-hmm. How cool. All right, well, let me ask you another thing just to keep going along. Give me just a specific success story, if you've got one, about someone that has just been like, here's the reason why we do it. Here's the person.
Okay. So we had a gal who was in a marriage and her husband had an affair. These are the kind of stories we get. And then she decided to pay him back and have an affair. And then she got pregnant. She didn't really know whose baby it was. So she was kind of talking to both. The husband said, do whatever you want. The affair guy was married, had kids, and he told her to have an abortion. Well, he was driving by our location and said they offer post-abortion counseling. Maybe you could have an abortion and talk to them. Well, instead, she came in before, and we helped her. She kept her baby. A client advocate was in the delivery room with her. She's not in either one of those relationships now, but she's in a very great relationship with a new man. They've been together a couple years, and she has her babies, and she's doing great.
Well, that is really good because, boy, that could have turned into quite the diabolical soap opera, can it?
Yes. And I mean, I could tell you story after story just every day of the women we help and how grateful they are because it's just a no judgment zone.
Yeah. Well, that's important. No judgment is very, very good. That's why I go to Planet Fitness. No, I'm just kidding. I haven't been to the gym in years. But the trick about all this is really obviously getting to know everything, going to Hands of Hope's website. All right. You can do that by going to handsofhopetucson.com. Learn all about it, especially if you have a friend in this situation, perhaps a daughter in this situation, maybe a cousin, a family member, someone you know. Get them the information that they might not even be able to think about because their head is spinning. Because think of how twisted that knot was of that gal's situation. That all doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah,
that happens over weeks and months.
Yeah, and the panic in her mind,
right.
Like, what am I going to do?
Yeah, and then fear. And that's a really good story of success, from a quite a trying situation. But I'm glad that, again, where would she have gone if your organization isn't there to catch her?
Right.
Let me ask, any other calls to action for anybody listening for your organization?
Well, it's hard to find big donors who are pro-life. I'm just going to be honest. So my goal for this year is 400 new monthly donors. And so that we all give a little bit and we don't have to worry about that. I mean, I love big gifts, but they just are fewer and far between. So if we have monthly donors, we can count on that income. So now it's down to 295. I've gotten the first 100. So we're really looking for a monthly donor. We would love $100 a month, but if it was less, that's fine. But we just are looking for those monthly commitments so we can just keep going and doing what we're doing and not stressing.
There you go. Maybe you could help someone out because if you're helping her out, helping this organization out, you're helping out a lot of folks here in town. They're your neighbors. They're your friends.
Yep.
So get involved. Be positive about all the stuff that we are talking about today. Because again, it can be quite the divisive issue, but you hear two people here chatting about something that all we do really care about is people, lives, everyone feeling mentally safe, mentally healthy, and physically healthy.
Yes.
That's what's important. And the fact that also no one feels abandoned.
Correct.
I think that's a really important part of all this, too.
They need to know there's places to go. And just like all the other great organizations that you'll be talking to, we all work together. We all refer to each other, and they are excellent organizations, too.
There you go. I love to hear it. So where can people find more about you on some social media?
So we have Instagram. We also have GiveHopeTucson.com. Besides Hands of Hope is more our client facing website, but we also have another website, GiveHopeTucson.com, for our donors. So they can go on there and see other ways to give to us and participate. And just to remember, we're 100% donor funded. We get no government money.
Always important to say because the haters like to show up in the comments section and attack, knowing nothing about what they're yelling about from a keyboard. And then even if you hit the reply button, they never show up again anyway.
Right.
That's always a good statement to make. And remember, we're just spreading love and care in our community. That's what it's all about. So leave that hate somewhere else.
Amen.
Right? And again, learn about what you're talking about before you go raging all over the computer.
You know what else, Frank, we're doing that I think is really good? You know, we all saw that Proposition 139 and it lost like horribly in Pima County. But we are offering abortion apologetics classes.
Okay.
We offer them once a month. We've had 3. They've been sold out, where we just teach you how to talk intelligently about abortion, not yelling baby murderers and things like that, but to just tell you how to have those conversations so you can create dialogue. And they have just been a huge success. And if people are interested in those, we would love them to contact us.
Fabulous. I mean, that is absolutely excellent, because today we made friends with Joanie Hammond from Hands of Hope Tucson, where your family's health comes first. If you think you might be pregnant, take the next step and schedule an appointment today. Thank you so much for joining me today, Joanie.
Thank you, Frank.
This was Lifestyle Tucson. Bing bong bing, time for a recap. And hey, heavy topics happen on Lifestyle Tucson from time to time. And that's what this one was. But I really think that we talked about that and learned a lot. And certainly there are so many instances and situations where just getting help and information and education is the most important thing. So I hope I'm helping by spreading some of this word around and getting some of this information to the right places. I know that when we do talk about some of these situations, sometimes again with me, my voice is uplifting and I have this positive tone for what I'm trying to do on a Sunday morning. Don't get mad at my idealism. I know that the real world is trying a lot of the times. I'm not always speaking about, obviously, the worst situation of the worst. Yes, there's always a worst of the worst that someone can throw out. Oh, yeah, well, you know what? What about this? Yeah, you're right. What about till the end of time? But whataboutism doesn't really get the conversation moving along. So that's why, I don't know, sometimes idealism is some of how I come off. Because I'm a positive guy and I do like to believe in the best of people. So I just had to say that part because, again, it was an interesting topic. But let's focus on what this is really all about, and that is your charitable Arizona tax credit. TaxCreditAZ.org is where you can go get some more information about these great organizations that are part of the Arizona Christian Tax Credit Alliance. And Joanie told us about handsofhopetucson.com, obviously their website, but the one for charitable donations is givehopetucson.com. So go check that out and make sure you check them out on April 4th for their big spring fundraiser. They've got all the details about that on the website. And then they have that other one coming up later in the year, but maybe we'll revisit or visit again with our friends over at Hands of Hope. And I want to thank our new friends at Hands of Hope for joining me today. You've been listening to Lifestyle Tucson. If you're a nonprofit that would like to be on the show, email lifestyletucson@gmail.com. For more information about this program or to listen to something you may have missed, go to the Sunday Mornings page on klpx.com, kfma.com, mixfm.com, or espntucson.com. You can also subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, and Audible, or wherever fine podcasts are hopeful. Follow on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Lifestyle Tucson, because I'm your BFF, your best Frank forever, Frank Powers. And toot toot Tucson, I love you the most.